All right. Hello, everyone. It's Jennifer here from healingwithjennifer.ca. I am here with my client, Amy. Amy just went through the 12-week Heal program, and she has accomplished many amazing things when it comes to her health and the habits she has built. And I wanted to invite her on here so that we could have a conversation to highlight the major successes she had in the program. Amy is a rock star and really just rolled with everything and achieved some pretty awesome results. And I want you to hear from her what her experience was like in the program. So here she is. Amy, thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your experience with the HEAL program.
Oh, no problem at all. I'm happy to share.
Awesome. Okay, so why don't we start with just sharing what the major problems and challenges you were facing when we first started working together, perhaps any health conditions you were struggling with, and also what you were looking to achieve that you were really excited to work on.
So when I started with you, I was extremely overweight and I was having so many issues trying to get that weight off. I suffer from polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is a pituitary gland issue, and it leads from everything to weight gain, hormonal changes, and it hurts the body's way of trying to lose the weight. It makes it harder for you to be able to achieve your goal because of all the hormonal things that are going on that you have to work with. My goal from this was definitely to lose weight because I had gotten to an uncomfortable point in my life. I wanted to be able to do things with my children. I have 3 children, so I wanted to be able to get on a bike without huffing and puffing and just totally giving it up so that I could do these things with them because they're kids and they need to be able to enjoy those things and they need a mom who's healthy to be able to do those things with them. Um, I also had a goal just to, it kind of goes along with it, that my physical endurance was nowhere near where it should have been. I wanted to be able to do things in daily life, even go for a hike and not be exhausted within the first 10 minutes that I was like, okay, this isn't even enjoyable anymore. So definitely it was lose weight and improve my physical endurance um, for my overall health and for my family.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we can often get lost in, you know, our lives and all these different roles that we play, being a mom, working, like having so many moving pieces. It's very easy to put ourselves last in everything that we need to do. And when we look at it from a different perspective, where we're thinking, oh my gosh, like I need to be on my A game for all these areas. So how can I fill my cup? And so when you entered the HEAL program, I know, you had never put yourself first. So it was a hard step to take. But once you took it, it was like, oh my gosh, look at what things are like on the other side.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So with the work that we've done, what have you learned and what have you found the most valuable that you know you're going to use in your life moving forward?
So I didn't realize when I started that there were so many things that went into being healthy, whether it was your mental health, whether it was your sleep, how many steps you get in a day makes your life go from sedentary to at least having some sort of activity. Um, when I started the journey, I had such a poor outlook on certain food groups. For example, carbs. They really threw me off. I was one to jump on every fad diet there was. And, you grab so much different information from everywhere on the internet or everybody who's telling you things, and you believe these things to the point that you're not giving your body what it needs. So I think one of the most valuable things that you taught me through this program was the things that I need to nourish my body and to break the stigma, I guess you could say, that I had in my mind of these things and not consuming them. And I was starving myself of the things that it needed. And ultimately that's where I wasn't getting anywhere because I was so stuck in things that you think is correct that is not.
Yeah, there's so many different options out there, and it can be really easy to be like, oh, okay, well, this person says this, so let me give that a try.
Mhm.
But it's so important to recognize that we're all different. We all need a different approach to this, and what works for some people doesn't work for the other. And so it's all about really understanding yourself and what you need and what's going to work best for you. And on an energy level as well, like, if for some of us, we can live without, any carbs in our diet or like really like minimum amounts. But for some of us, that doesn't work. And that can leave us feeling really drained, and it can prevent us from recovering, or it can prevent us from overeating. So there's so many different factors that go into choosing the right way to do this. And I'm glad we were able to kind of move through all of that to really discover what worked for you and made you feel your best.
Yeah, I absolutely broke through the barriers that I had with my food choices and with what I thought was right, and it was so far beyond that. And I'm glad because it took a lot of work. We had to work really hard to sort of train my mind like, no, you need this. You need this. Don't eliminate it. And ultimately, that's why I wasn't getting anywhere because of these poor outlooks that I had on certain things.
Yeah, and of course, it can be challenging at first. And when we have these beliefs, or we feel like, oh, it can only be done this way, or I've been taught this is bad. Like, it takes a little bit of work to rewrite those beliefs. And I think the biggest thing for you was actually doing it and then experiencing what it felt like. And then it was like a no-brainer that, oh my gosh, this has to be the way because I feel so good.
Absolutely.
As for the successes you experienced, so what are some things you've really celebrated over the last little while from going through the program? And let's talk tangible results here.
So I've lost actually quite a bit of weight. I am so close to my goal weight that in next to no time I'll be there. I will be there. Um, in the beginning of the program, you had asked me what are two main things, or not even two, what are some things that you want to get out of this? And the first thing I said was, I want to be able to ride a bike. I hadn't ridden a bike in 20 years. I have three children, two of which are 8 years old and super active, and all they want to do is bike ride. And I wanted nothing more to be able to get on the bike and go with them for longer than 10 minutes. And bike riding has become a passion of mine now. In the last 3 weeks, we've gone on so many bike rides. I've gone on 15-kilometer bike rides with not an ounce of wanting to stop. Not, and my kids are so happy. My husband's happy. It's just something. It's something that we've done, costs us no money, but brings us so much joy. And I'm so proud that I'm able to do it because bike riding was not like riding a bike, how they say it's like riding a bike. It's not. It was not fun for me, and it's formed such a passion and a pastime for my family now.
That
Um,
is so amazing.
yeah, it's so good. I have also formed a love for a gym that I could not tell you past 12 weeks ago that I would ever say. Um, I go to the gym now and I'm happy. Like, that's my outlet. I go there for me time. I go there to feel good. It's not like work. It used to be so daunting. Like, okay, I have no idea what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to do things. So it makes it feel like I've done something and there, it's done. But now I go with a purpose, with knowing what to do when I'm going there and how to do it properly. And I'm leaving feeling so good. It's been such a great place for me. And when I don't go, I'm actually seeing the negative impact that it has on my mental health for not being able to go.
That is so amazing. I know when we first start this work, it can seem like everything is just so far away and so far out of arm's reach. But once you take that first step, it starts to open up all the opportunity, and how, we tell ourselves it's so hard and it can't be done and we don't have the time. But once we can prove to ourselves that, hey, like a little bit of planning and reorganizing can really create the space for us to do this, and then eventually down the line, you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? I love the gym. I love bike riding. right? It's those small steps every single day that lead you to the change and transformation. And I say that all the time with clients and all the time in my content that I share on my social media. It it is just the best way to do it that's going to get you those sustainable results where it becomes a lifestyle and it becomes part of you. And that is my ultimate goal for anyone that joins this program, is to see that it doesn't have to be hard and it doesn't have to be a struggle.
Mhm.
That first step is often the hardest thing, but once you take it, you'll never look back, for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, it will be part of me. The gym will be part of me. I see more bike rides pushing farther in KMs than ever before. It's going to be good.
Next up, Tough Mudder.
Yes, yes. Tough Mudder, and you'll be beside me,
Yeah.
pushing me along the way.
I will do it. I'll do it. We'll do it. So why would you say that signing up for the HEAL program was a really good decision? And just to help with it, maybe highlighting what you, maybe if there's anything else you haven't touched on that has really changed in your life, because I know you said some awesome, amazing things already. But even maybe how you feel about yourself and how you feel about taking care of yourself.
Well, first of all, I feel so much more confident in the weight loss that I've achieved. My clothes are fitting differently. It just gives me that little extra pep. I used to leave the house like my messy bun and looking like I just rolled out of bed, and now I have that extra boost of confidence. Do my hair, look nice, my clothes fit, I feel comfortable. I am confident who I am when I step out the door, and it's changed my outlook on so many different things. Even when I go to the gym, my outlook, I'm walking in going, I may not look where I'm 100% going to be, but I'm going to get there. Every step that I do towards this gym, towards this journey, it's just going to boost me that much further. Um, Stop making excuses. I had to stop making excuses for myself. It was always, I don't have time. I can't fit this in. And I always had that outlook, it's not going to work. So why do it anyways? And you just need to cut all that stuff out. Believe in yourself, commit to the work, and it honestly becomes life, and it's not work anymore. It's not work. It becomes easy. I learned to create small goals, not make massive goals that are going to take you a really long time to reach, because that's when you fall off. Small goals, small steps, commit yourself, do the work, and you will be surprised at what you can achieve.
Another big thing that I really noticed with you too is you were faced with a lot of hardships when you were in the program, where things started off and it was all good, you were really motivated, but then a couple challenges started to present themselves,
Mhm.
and you really faced them head on, and you just continued to show up and say, no, this isn't going to stop me from moving forward. I'm going to continue to show up. I'm going to continue to just keep going.
Mhm.
And I know you said a lot of times that the past version of yourself would have just given up in those moments.
Mhm.
So I think it's so important to highlight that as well, because, time after time, it was like, I think three things happened. I can't remember now. Three big shifts happened where, it's in those moments where we're more likely to lead ourselves back to those old patterns and behaviors, but instead you just kept going forward, and that's the kind of actions that are going to continue to lead you to where you want to go, and I'm just so proud of you for all that.
Thank you. I finally reached a point in my life where how I wanted to feel mentally, I finally matched it. And I feel like you need to get to that place. And I got to that place. I committed myself, and I wasn't going to give up. I knew what the prize was at the end, and I just needed to continue to go through it and not let those things get in the way. I got to a point where I was not happy, physically, mentally. They all go hand in hand. And that's one of the things in this program is it was it was definitely physical. I had to put in a lot of physical work, but mentally, you taught me how to grow. You taught me how to become in tune with my body, and you taught me that the values and things that I find very important in life are important and I need to focus on them, you know, whether happiness, health, and all those things, they need to all come together with physical as well. You can't just want to do it physically, you have to be there mentally. And I think mentally, I grew so much with everything. With the homework that you gave me, I was able to sit there and focus and truly tap into why I was doing this, what I wanted out of this, and where I was going with my life.
Yeah, and when you do that, when those tough moments come, it makes it so much easier to continue to show up in the energy that you're looking towards, where you're looking towards getting, sorry. And you really were able to do that where it's like, okay, like I know where I'm going, I know why. And so it makes it so much easier to just get back on track when those moments pop up. And yeah, I can't express how proud I am of that, because that's where the real growth comes from, right? It's not when you first sign up and it's just everything feels good, you're motivated. It's those moments of challenges that really, really push you out of your comfort zone and push you to keep going and teach you how to build resiliency. And so I'm so thankful that of course those situations, I would never want those to happen, but they do happen. And I'm glad they happen when you're inside the program, because now you have those tools that you can call on whenever you wish, whenever you need, when other certain specific things like that come up.
I'm glad that I had you in those moments because they were actually quite tough on me. I went through quite a lot of hits with being sick in certain ways, having things go wrong, and without you teaching me that it's okay to sort of fall back a little to get where you need to go. It's okay. We're just going to readjust, listen to your body, but we're going to readjust and we're going to get where we need to be. Don't worry. Don't let it end. And you were like the biggest motivator for me, the biggest. You 100% changed my life.
Oh, thank you, Amy. And again, I can't express how proud I am of you. I've said it, I know, 1,000 times to you. But it's just been amazing to see the transformation of where you were when you started and who you are now. It makes me just so happy. And yeah, I know you will definitely be an inspiration for other people who might be thinking about joining this program. So why don't we close it off with that? What is a piece of advice that you would want to share with someone who is on the fence about joining the program or has been thinking about joining the program? What would you say to them?
I would say it's simple. Do it. Stop making the excuses. Make the time for yourself. You have one life to live. It's about you. Do it. You can't live an unhappy life and look at the end and be like, I've done everything I wanted to do. Do it. Stop making the excuses. Commit 100%. You're not going to get anything out of it if you don't commit. So give yourself the love that it deserves. Give yourself the time that you deserve. There's always going to be something that is in the way. There's always going to be no time. This has come up, that's come up. Take the time, honestly, and you will see that you will be a happier version of yourself. You will be able to do and accomplish anything that you put your mind to.
Yeah, that's a beautiful. I love that.
It's
The first
very
step,
simple. Do it. Put yourself first.
yeah, that first step, it's always the hardest one. We tell ourselves all those things. There's no time, or I don't have the money, or I don't have what it takes to do this.
Mhm.
And I like what you said about giving 100%, because if you give 80%, you're just gonna get 80% results. If you give 20%, you're just gonna get 20% results.
Yeah.
So when you do commit, it has to be like that full 100%, because you're going to really, really be happy you did, because it's going to just push you to a whole new level. So
Yeah.
thank you
You
so
can
much.
ask somebody to teach you, you can ask somebody to coach you, but unless you're fully committed, you're not going to get what you're doing this for you. So you're not going to get what you need out of it. They can teach you all that they want, but if you're not following what they're telling you, then you're not doing for yourself what you really need to do.
Yeah, yeah. And it just keeps you stuck. It keeps you small. And, in order to become something new, we need to just break through those barriers. And that's exactly what you did inside the program. I don't think I ever heard you once say I didn't, like, you never missed something. If you did, it was like, okay, I missed this, but I'm going to make up for it like this.
Mhm. And even when I didn't like something, I still did
yes, you did.
it.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience with everyone here today. I'm just so proud of you. I have full faith that you're going to continue this way of living. And yeah, I really look forward to seeing what comes from this in the future because I know you're going to just continue to rock it. So, way to go, Amy. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I appreciate you, and anyone else would too.